scientist said you'd be trustworthy, and so far he's right. But his confidence can be misplaced on occasion. Stay tuned to this secure channel. I have plans for you.
Weird, you go bust through that. No. Excuse me. I see. We reached that one day yet. Stick to one on the reach. Ah, this thing. Jesus Christ. I have no mats. Big old. Mhm. Oh shit. Did he kill somebody? Come on, stop. Ah, I was messed up the simplest thing. Took yourself. I want to trap him so bad though. I'm a fool. You probably have something to come out of that storm, yeah. Should I take the pump? I don't know. I want to get that. I don't want to feel me in a situation that me could shoot again. The repair torch is not here neither. And if you run in the heart, you get sniped. Not good. This one turn like 49, really? That close for you to see a strong weapon? It's not worth carrying because it's a single fire weapon, and if it behave like the pump, which is strong but yet weak in random, you can't. It's a dead. It's a lose situation that if you go act like the old pump. which is a one. It will go be like a one bullet gun, and you got like the old pump. You got lose. This one turn up. How much would someone want to start fight with? All that for a drop of blood? Who said that? I think you probably stop. I need some shield. Okay, thank you. me heavy sniper, please. No way. What? No, that's fine. Bro, people pickaxe builds fast, you know. I'll soon come back. Oh, what the, dude? And he's just so aggressive too, and I hit every single shot. The chopper. How do you fly this thing? Come gun should end up on this. Just light him up in there. This guy's stupid. Why you go up me vault? And how that even did 100 damage from a corner? This game, I swear. What color of green? What's the most? Look when we want to run like you know. Feel like me a log. Wait, what am I here? Ah! What is someone a gun? Like in a tight situation, you know? I don't know why I tried it that. Can you stop? Oh, the delay! Oh no. Bro, what the heck was that? Why me have to stop for everything? The tent break. There's no reason this shows me still in the tent to break. Bro, what it cause this to stick? You don't need a mouse pad. Something I don't know. Something you mouth stick on the table. No. Open game, man. Jesus Christ. Bro, what if me feel some of the drive? Perfect timing. What all of that for? Jesus Christ, no sir. Where's that coming from? And when me do it in our work, like why can't you see? I need some reasonable challenges. I don't know what they are. Something here. What did that? Eh? Mm-mm. Poor thing. Mm-mm. That's funny. In a blue pit. Very useless to have a chopper. If they must in a game. The guy get oh. Wow, the man turning back. Run too straight, man. Man, run too straight. How dare you trying to steal my loot? Shit, my armor done. Come on, the good third party. Let me see the man kill himself, bro. Them people, man. Them people are kill me. Jesus, please. Man, broken foot box. Be right back. Man with the beach umbrella. Or in the one on loot. Ganda nessa. Sneaky little shit. What? So me at ear MPP. The show this to break stuff. Can I? Structures. I don't think that counts. Not very much no here. A single ammo. How irresponsible is that? A single ammo in a room. I would say come with one gun, a single. I swear I have a sniper or a gun. Oh my god. Come on. If anyone shot me, lick off me head. How me do this? Oh. If it will work. I don't know how that works here. So this is not Enemy build. No. No, that was chicken, they look black. Oh. Oh. Maybe it's like this. Then destroy structures, really. Yes, see. You say with a vehicle, say with the code. Oh, what? Dude, me just get the thing. What at the man shop? I hate people. I'm thinking my glide. So when that come, which update that last update? are long enough. Need some help, no party, Jesus. Everyone like me a thief. Oh. Not no health. Man shot me one time, I can't. With the top I fight how much low HP. Man shot me down not feel up back. Don't spam out me dead, you know. But somebody always have to see me. I see him guy. There's no way you don't get to fight somebody and you look for me they shot me. Jesus. What's that? Actively. The man they look for you and you look for me they shot me. Like say me see you. They ain't too terrible. They ain't better than me. The man they look for man and the man look for me there. And somebody is done there too, they shoot off of them. Unless I just the bullet me I see pass him. I need some health. Where's that drop? I'm glitch. I wish I was a heavy sniper. It's too harder. Tasty. I know somebody's in there. This always trust me corner I swear. Ooh, be little. I'm seeing can't attack this guy. Oh shit, dude. Bro, I can't place things fast. You just that's how you go, my boy. That's how you go. Split out. 75 years. Seriously, I loot there. Okay, see again. Bro, what the hell is it? I need his loot. That was the watch him. Look at this. Why? There's another guy here. Stop look for me. I'm lagging. Mess it up. What? I said I have a step at it still? Two bills he got you? Right now, teeth, you know? 2 bills? Hey, me now contest. Really? I need to push him coming out, nothing. I see where exactly in there. Ah, I need to turn this shit up. Hey, this man annoying. What's up? Make it now look about something to eat. I have no brain cells right now. I want some food. You know what? Doctor Strange. And they must say one that did or no. And then watch it, you know. Unlike the day before, Thursday night, we go watch it. I'm surprised that the quality not that bad. It's not high quality, but good quality. Who's Mace? Oh, probably. And keep on a stop. I think nothing's. No stop run from fights. You know if you use a lightsaber, so I'm put it on. And the man does is try me with it. I'm need to try this thing. I was thinking of a sniper. Why am I think footsteps so loud? I must be lagging. I don't just plug out my keyboard and everything back. Everything delayed. No, a completely different story. If you want to see transition of the character, then watch it before. As how she transition make she, she do what she do in a Doctor Strange. But without WandaVision, you know, Doctor Strange would be the same reason if she did find out about herself without having to go through WandaVision. You understand me? I say? So it can happen both ways, but one it's a transition, it's a build up, but you're not happy. That's the same reason why they're doing it though, but for a different reason. It's a, as me say, a multiverse idea is another story. A two lie. I'm going to click that. How dare you? And I have so much shield too. Respect this. It not working with the gun boost. Lie no. Maybe it's a drop. There's some vending machine run. Undefined ship. Undefined ship. Oh, excited something mash up my car. All this mash. No way. A 10 damage now the thing give you? What a waste. You know, if you want me spoil it, make him understand. Is alright. Instead of she grieve over Vision, she grieve over our children in another multiverse. So it's the same grief wonder it is see. And she just tear down everything to just get what she want. Which is Wonder Vision, but she a grief over her children. In another one day. Yeah, multiverse. I hear people build up on them little tall building there. What's that chopped up? Oh, where is this donor up? The man when they shoot me, see me. Why they not stop? I swear to God. The man come in like I wish Fortnite does see that people just play different when they know they have advantage of ping. Man, let's say push up himself. Just so sweaty, but yet you know, look inside nobody. Turn up on top of this something, they jump up and on this strip on.
Dawn's got something major up her sleeve, so keeping tabs on her forces is critical. Our field recon cameras are ready for action, so you want to help me spy on my old crew? And if I get caught up on the latest IO gossip, you know, that's just the cost of doing business.
Take steel off, come out of the gun something. I probably shoot me after me build, protect myself. I don't know if the log everything delayed. Oh, see internet problem there. Packet lost. Appeal it that? Are you kidding me? What is that? Oh, the friggin' tongue. Better me just put here. Look at that dude. Where you stop. What a good ears have. You really just been. I'm gonna play funny, you know. Ain't play funny. Mr. The man still underneath the bottom. Can they crouch on the place too? No, sir. You see if you even know if you mantle, why me dead right now. I mean, I hate players like that, bro. Go to the circle. Go to the circle, dude. You're gonna die. You're gonna. Oh shit, dude. Come on, pickaxe it. Take that to the place. Hit him some but so far the man reached to. So it's a bot can no, it's not a bot. Okay. If the game didn't freeze me, then get that shot there off. Bro, bro. They shoot me through stuff, bro. Not understand again? The ping that bad? And they played two of them. Soon come back. I'll go on for a good 15 minutes, so going or something. Then I have the watch parties again. FNCS thing. Alright. Legends. Okay.
Hello? Hello? Bigger. 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 I already have some.
What's up, Fortnite fam? Chapter 3, Season 2 is here, and the island is changing. Let's talk about some of the most notable changes, starting with the addition of the blimps. In the start of the season, we saw the island skyline get swarmed with an array of IO blimps across the map. These floating ships bring additional loot on board to each of the areas they exist in. They also allow for the ability to fly and redeploy from the wings. These blimps can be found in Command Cavern, Coney Crossroad, Tilted Towers, and Rocky Reels. There's another blimp on the south coast, however, you'll have a hard time rotating from this one. Also, we can't forget to talk about the addition of the siege cannons in these areas. While they don't solely exist on the blimps, you are guaranteed to find them there. These siege cannons allow you to propel cannonballs towards your enemies, though that's not all you can do. You can also use them to propel across the map or into enemy builds, this providing another great rotational tool for competitive play. However, the blimps weren't the only addition this season. We also saw the addition of an entirely new POI in the fortress, as well as some new IO bases.
The giant drilling machine known as the Fortress is located in the central part of the map. Although the Fortress isn't the biggest POI, it still packs a punch. Both inside and outside the Fortress, you can find several IO guards, along with Dr. Sloan. If you can find and take down Dr. Sloan, you can grab her mythic Striker Burst Rifle. Be careful, Sloan won't go down without a fight. Then, step inside to find 3 IO chests, along with plenty of other loot scattered throughout the POI. When you're ready to rotate out, simply jump into the siege cannon up top, or hit the launch pad that spawns on the outside of the fortress. Multiple other outposts popped up across the map. You can find IO buildings scattered across the island. They vary in size and utility, but all of them include more loot. You can add these locations to your drop, or drop here to start your games.
Over on the south side of the island, another new addition in the form of Synapse Station has emerged on the island. There are several chest spawns throughout the POI and ample ammo boxes giving enough loot for multiple duos to land here. The best part of Synapse Station is not the loot though, it's the mobility that comes with the POI. 3 different rifts have the chance of opening, which gives you easy movement into the zone. Another addition you should be sure to add to your rotations are the mini craters that have formed across the map. Inside these craters is usually a handful of chests and shield barrels, which is just enough to provide one person with a full loadout. Although, not every crater is the same, with some having a slurp truck and reboot van inside. That crater is located just southeast of Broadcast Bunker and is home to both. With craters seemingly on every side of the map, it also offers a saving grace to those who either prefer the scavenger routes or got pushed out early because they had to retreat.
All of these map changes will surely keep you on your toes. Make sure to dive in and explore the map. Until next time, we'll see you on the battle bus. Beep beep. what's going on, Fortnite fam? It's your boy Zeke. We're here. We got Reese. We got Levin. And we got to talk about Chapter 3, Season 2 preview. Let's jump into it. Guys, what are your initial expectations coming into the competition?
I'll tell you what, end games are a lot of fun with the new mechanics in terms of just seeing how things play out. Last season, everyone's always trying to get some sort of pepper, right? You know, you want to be able to move a bit faster in the end game, get to your destination that bit quicker.
Now what we've been starting to see in the dual cash cups in the start of the season is players are able to use the man-fling when they've got like low materials, sneak up into players' boxes from behind, tack sprint behind them, just like pick up easy eliminations from players that wouldn't expect it. So like now you have way more options when you just have no materials, have nothing.
Let's talk about that for a second, right? We have these POIs. If last season felt really chaotic, right? We had these duels landing there, these head-to-heads that we just were like, why are you still going back there? What is the point of this? And now you put a blimp on top of that. So we've taken chaos from like a 10 to an 11.
We all know the struggles that people have in terms of trying to get surge, trying to get a good position on the map. Being able to sit up on a blimp and just sort of ping people from far away, it works wonders, you know what I mean? So that is going to probably be one of the biggest factors in how these new competitive games play out.
Think of the amount of vision you have across the whole map when you're on top of a blimp. It's like, it makes rotating so much more difficult.
We're talking about the nerdy lines of sight. In terms of the blimps, there's just more loot on the map now.
That's
right?
true.
And so we have POIs that were already very attractive POIs to land at, even more attractive now, right? And there's sort of an extra incentive, an extra spot at a lot of these POIs for a new team to get involved at.
Is there any duels in particular you guys are kind of like looking forward to? I know right now we're kind of seeing this state of shakeups, right? People are still trying to lock in who they think is the right duo for them.
I'm a simple man. I see Tayson. I like you know what I mean? And I'll be real. Looking back at last season, of course, they did well in terms of placement. But looking at the circumstances, they had the best POI on the map. And I think a lot of people would have expected the two best players in the region, two of the greatest Fortnite players ever, to do better.
So I'm really looking forward to Seti at the end of the day, right? Seti is just so good. He's one of the hardest workers in the scene, hands down. Now he's teamed up with Cammy. They won FNCS throughout Chapter 2 Season 8. They look super strong. They've got this incredible dynamism that we saw back then. Last season, they weren't playing together. It didn't work out that well for both teams. Now, Cammy and Seti back on it together, looking good in the cash cups. They could be that winner again.
It'd be criminal to not talk about the rise of Queasy and Hen in terms of just how great they've been, you know, last season and this season. Hen is someone who gets slept on in the GOAT conversations. And when you're talking about who's the best Fortnite player ever, Hen will be thinking, I'm only one away from catching up to Tayson in FNCSs, right? Like, I'm there. I've done it with multiple different people as well. Put some respect to my name.
Guys, I love talking with you both. The insight in Unreal. But we have to, it's okay. We have to get ready. The battle bus is all warmed up, which means we're jumping in all the action right here, right now. EU. Let's get this popping. Beep, beep. Beep. Last time on FNCS Europe, Murstache and Malabuka topped the leaderboards, continuing their Elim heavy streak from last FNCS. They broke the record for most Elims in a single game, which they set themselves. Pink and Anas really showcased their ability to play well in stacked lobbies. They are the first duo this year to win a game after rebooting a teammate with their Game 3 victory royale. 9 of the 10 players who advanced directly to the finals also made it there last season. Shizo rose to the occasion to stamp his first ticket to the finals. FNCS EU Qualifier 2 Round 4 starts now. What's going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome back to the FNCS. I don't know who that person was that was announcing all that little intro bit to recap what happened on the last qualifier, but they sound really handsome. My name is Zeke Mateus. It's great to be here with you. I'll be your host here in EU. But of course, I can't do things alone. I need some friends. I've got Reese. I've got Boop. In just a little bit, we'll have some games. Guys, how you guys doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm never going to get used to you introducing yourself as Zeke Mateus instead of Zekemus Prime. Like, that's going to throw me off every time.
Yeah, that's an impossible thing to get used to, Reese.
I'm doing great.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Welcome to qualifier number 2. We just got done with qualifier 1 on Friday, and because we've added an additional qualifier here in Chapter 3, Season 2, that means we have more Fortnite. What more could you want? Let's talk about what you can expect as a viewer. In case this is your first time, welcome to the broadcast. We're super excited you're taking time out of your day to join us here. This is qualifier number 2. So, next weekend we will be back for qualifier number 3, and then mark your calendars. You won't want to miss out on the semifinals and the finals as well. Gentlemen, let's keep the ball rolling though, because there's a lot to talk about today. We got to talk about the qualifier stages, how we make our way to the finals.
Yeah, here we go. We're in the qualifiers right now. We're currently in qualifier number 2. There is the third one. We've already had one on last Friday, like Zeke already said. But what you really need to focus on is that far left-hand side. You see at the bottom there, it says round 4. That's where we currently are. So, what you need to know, the top 5 out of the 50 teams that we have currently right here will qualify all the way through to the finals, and all of the other teams in here will gain some serious points, and they get to do it all over again, going for yet again another attempt next week, next Sunday.
Yep, but it wouldn't be a finals without some formats, and the way that you get there is through the actual gameplay format. Take a look at it. 32 points for the Victory Royale. As always, nothing has changed in the 2 days since we've been here, with your first placement point coming in top 35. And of course, 3 points per elimination. That can always change things up in this final.
We already saw it be quite juicy last week, you know, Boop. We saw players saying the eliminations, they feel worth it. That 3 points, a 50% increase, is something no one's taught me. Seems quite valuable. Now, let's take a look at the qualified list coming into today. So remember, the way this works, we go through a subset of rounds, right? This is round number 4. So these are the players who have made it here. Reese, throw some names at us.
Aye, you're going to get some goodies right now. Vico and Yikes, a.k.a. Jackson, up in that top left team who made it last week. Looked really good off spawn. You got in the top middle, same I Drop Jerky, 7th. I see last week from Friday. There you go. Cami Sehi, the first time the FNCS this season, making it to round 4, so they're looking good. Hen and Queasy on the far right. You know what? Me and Boop both predicted them on Friday. They didn't put up to our expectations, so we're hoping, fingers crossed, that here they're going to let's be real, make better of that. Get that qualification top 5. They are our current FNCS champions, so they got to clutch up big today and make sure they punch that auto-qualify ticket straight through to the final.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those guys, they're going to do well today. They're going to VOD review what they did last time and see what happens. Other names here, this is basically the result of the EU snakening. We see a lot of those duos now finally qualified. Thomas Stacey and Trippin being one of the big boys coming to, as well as Andretta and Kiko. Those 2 names result of that split, but now coming in with a fresh perspective. Going on towards the second page, I see Diox and Waffler, very, very aggressive players. Really, really good. And of course, the boys, Vadil and Noah Rayleigh. Now, Janice and Vortex did not qualify this week, so they're going to be on Conda Greasy this week as well. So that's really interesting to see what they do with that in terms of Storm Surge and gameplay.
Nice. I'm also looking at Handlex and X-Squeeze there. You know, last week, you know, when you think of like this duo, this team, right? They've been so good for so many seasons, but I think this is yet again one of those other teams that haven't been at their peak, at their prime for a long, long time. I remember cheering them on all the way back in Chapter 2, Season 4, when they were trying to race against the first, against Tayson, against Mongrel and Mitro at the same time, and like they just lost out in that final game. I think like that kind of era is when they were at their peak. Now at this point, it's like they're consistently getting that kind of like 20th to 10th. You know, qualifier 1, they were 15th. So I'm hoping to see them kind of put on a real show off, because we do usually see them do really well in one random qualifier here or there.
I think if we could boil this down to one point, Reese, it's potential, right? And this is a topic we're going to be talking about all day today. But first, how would you like to see competitive players go head-to-head? How would you like to see them box fight to determine which of them is better? Well, let me present to you this piece right now. This one's called Orc Battles.
I'm Reason and I'm here to represent Guild Esports. My name is Clement and I'm here to represent Solari.
My name is Anis and I'm here to represent Guild Esports.
Hey, my name is Loki and I'm here to represent Solari. Okay guys, you ready? For it?
30.
Oh, I'm playing cringe. Come. Foot. Oh my god! Oh my god! 100! Yes! Oh my god! On you. The goat of the setup. I should maybe get on it. 100? What's he doing? What? Piecing it through the wall?
Nice.
For a reason.
Ouch. Loki is so bad, I'm not sure. Bro?
Why we take damage? Oh. Nice.
Get out.
No. You win this.
Oh my goodness. Holy 2v1. That's bad. That's bad.
Oh, 1 HP.
1 HP.
One HP.
200? That's embarrassing though, I'm not gonna lie.
Petit, 1 round please. Only 1 round.
It's not my thing. It's so bad.
Bro, that's so bad, bro. 5-0.
5-0.
Can't believe it. Oh no. You guys literally spent 5-0.
I can confirm that in person, Reason screams like that all the time. At the media day, every single elimination he got in the Cash Cup was just like, straight down across the entire room.
Well, what about a Nas? I haven't seen that much emotion from him in a while, man. Like, unparalleled.
I know. There you go. I thought I was the loudest person in the competitive scene. Apparently, that is not true at all. So, guys, we got about 15 minutes before we jump on that battle bus. Let's take this time to talk about some duos and things we should keep our eyes on as we begin the competition. Let's talk about Cammy and Seti to kick off the duos right here for you. They're landing the Cammy split. So, hey, Zeke, what the heck's a Cammy split? Don't worry, I got you. It's Puddle Pond. It's basically like northeast of Rocky Reels. Why don't we talk about this duo a little bit, Reese?
Yeah, I mean, this is a duo that has switched up since last season. You know, if you're paying attention, it was Cammy and Teak, and if you've been paying attention even further than that, that sounds familiar because obviously they did all trio together. It was Cammy, Seti, and Teak. So now it's a little bit of a different variation of the duo now. And, you know, realistically, this is a duo that is an FNCS winning potential, but they didn't qualify through in the qualifiers on Friday, so it seems like they've kind of been missing out a little bit, struggling a little bit here and there, which I am surprised about from a team of this caliber.
Yeah, I mean, consistency is the name. We say this every single season whenever there's a Polish duo or trio like them. Consistent. But they came back this week, Reese, and won 5 out of 8 games in qualifier number 2, session number 2. And they started off that session with 3 wins in a row, which is a ridiculous number. You have to remember, that is the top 2,000 EU duos, you know, that they're getting 3 wins in a row against. And with an average pace of 9.5, I think they're going to be coming in swinging for this final.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting parts as well is, like, they're not necessarily game winners, right? It's like they're a team who usually gets a 2nd to 5th, but all the time. It's like all these games you'll see them in consistently up in the top 10. So the fact that even if it's in an earlier stage of the FNCS, yeah, but they're still managing to pick up that many victory rounds is definitely a good sign that they're a little bit more adaptable, maybe playing height a little bit more as well.
Again, potential, this word we're going to continue to echo all day. Let's keep that word going with another potential duo winning FNCS lineup. That's right. It's Aqua and Vino. These guys are landing a Command Cavern. They're going up against Thomas, HD, and Tripperin. And, you know, I think the thing that's kind of interesting, Reese, is that they recently won a Cash Cup, but they didn't qualify Friday.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I thought this duo would have, like, the potential to win FNCS, and I still do, right? I'm thinking, you know, Vino's obviously been on the come up for a long, long time. Aqua is one of the best players ever, full stop, right? And at this point, they didn't qualify through Qualifier 1, so it looked like through the Cash Cup they were going to be that top-tier team, but when it came to FNCS, I'm getting worried for a second here. I'm thinking, you know, are these kind of not living up to the expectations when it comes to the big stages? But we'll actually find out here today, because obviously they now have qualified through for this qualifier.
Yeah, I mean, they're so good, but I think they won the Middle East Cash Cup. They won the last Duo Cash Cup as well. You know, the difference is this week, qualifier number 1, 49 eliminations in session number 2. Qualifier 2, session 2, 83 eliminations in total. And they have some of the best drops for the Slurp Truck as well.
Yeah, so they basically upped their elimination potential hardcore this time, and one of the difficulties is they're going to be 50-50 off spawn a bunch, so like, if they lose it, they're just going to basically lose out completely on the game. No placement points, nothing. So fingers crossed for them to make it at least off spawn and keep it all the way through. They've got a battle ahead of them.
That's right, man. It's all about that potential. Let's talk about iDrop and Juriki, the most recent, most flossingest person we've ever seen. In case you didn't see his tweet and the reply to that, rather. Logjam Lumberyard. Yeah. What's happening here, man?
I mean, you know, we saw these guys 2 days ago on Friday, and they looked so good. They were like the disruptors of the lobby, right? Every single game almost that they made off spawn, they were up on high, and they won one of the games in there as well, which was absolutely fantastic. And honestly, I'm just happy to see these guys performing so well, because they stuck together from last season, even though they didn't make finals last season, and now they're here. They've clearly worked on their mistakes, improved, and they look like they're on tip-top form.
Yeah, and even though they were on height every single time, you know, average patient of 10 is pretty good. They got 7th last time, and they won the game. It means they have the formula in order to do well. And when they did do well, they did win that game. And we saw that very interesting celebration that you might have missed on the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you were on Twitter to see one of the most fantastic flosses of all time. There we go.
My goodness.
I mean, Juriki, that's textbook form, textbook execution right there. He smiles, he knows it. He knows the lights turn on and off while doing it at the same time. Like, that's a talent.
It's electrifying.
There you go. He's just so powerful. The electricity around him was just wavering at his mere eminence. Man, let's talk about some of the POIs we'll be watching over the course of the competition. Coney Crossroads. My goodness. I feel like this is the first time we're talking about it, at least here in the qualifiers. We got Podesai and Snazy up against Flowis and Mappy. Now, Boop, which direction has this gone in this past?
Yeah, so this is one of the long-standing fights we've seen, right? Flowis and Mappy, they're a duo that 4-2'd Suns and Vortex in the Duo Cash Cup, and then Podesai 6-0'd them one of the weeks of Duo Cash Cup as well. And then after the second redo of the Duo Cash Cup, they basically tied as well. So, you know, Flowis and Mappy, they had the initial strength in this sort of matchup, but Podesai and Snazy, they've been playing ridiculous. You know, they didn't qualify for a single Duo Cash Cup until Podesai's second place performance in Solo Cash Cup, and then all of a sudden an explosion of placements coming through, and they're definitely one of my favorites to qualify today as well.
Yeah, so we actually saw this fight, and these stats right here are from Qualifier 1, so 2 days ago. We've seen this fight already across this weekend, and I'm ready for it again, let's be real. But as you can see, right, the total points, Flowis on the left-hand side got 66, whereas Snazy's team got 144. So despite the fact that off-spawn they were relatively even, Snazy's team way more capitalized on those games that they actually managed to win off of spawn. Obviously, you can see the average eliminations being almost double that of Flowis' team, or it is double that, sorry. I can do the math. Don't worry, guys. Points way more than double at the same time. So what we'll be looking out for is if these guys, either of these teams manage to make it off spawn, who is actually going to be able to get deep into the end games, get a bunch of points, because top 5 qualification is super tight. You can't be missing out on a game or two.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Cavern. Command Cavern. We talk about this thing all the time, man. We have already seen a duo qualify out of there, which means potentially new duos may look to say, look, if we just want to auto-qual to finals, maybe we just go here. Maybe we just send it. What do you think, Boop?
Yeah, so this is a fight we've seen, but in a different skin, right? Thomas HT and Tayson always contesting the Slurp Truck. Now, Thomas HT with a new duo of Trippin got that Danish chemistry together. But, you know, even in that Thomas HT and Tayson together, Venom and Aqua had been dominant at this draw spot. Tayson, who played with Bubak in the last duo Cash Cup, essentially, Venom and Aqua, they won the Cash Cup while being contested by Tayson and Bubak. And, you know, they have some of the best drops I've ever seen for the Slurp Chuck as well. And, you know, this is one of those spots is if 50-50s, the eliminations happen very quickly, and then you can just end up winning this qualifier if these fights go quick.
Yeah, and you can see the stats are up. This is from the previous round that they've just played, so you can see how even both of these teams are right now. 122 to 120, you know, both getting victory rounds. Both these teams are definitely game winners if you look back to the performances they've had so far. And I'm honestly really interested in this because, you know, obviously we have Thomas HD on the right-hand side alongside Tripper and Aquan V on the left. And Thomas HD has been fighting up against Divino in previous seasons, with previous teammates for both of them at the same times. And it's always been relatively even across multiple different tournaments, left, back, forward, wherever it is, whatever you want to actually choose. If it's a cash cup, if it's a solo cash cup, it's always just kind of goes back and forth because it's so drop dependent at the same time. So, you know, on Friday, we obviously saw Malibu Mustache from this drop spot, not exactly right there, lose half of their games off spawn, managed to win the entire tournament because they played so well in those 3 games. I'm wondering, you know, with the 50-50 off spawn here, can either of these two teams replicate that kind of performance and still hit a top 5 or not?
I mean, you get your surge basically settled, right? Those fights, they take 10, 20 seconds maximum, and even if the other team, they get outdropped, they just take the truck and just run away, and then you have free reign basically of the entirety of Command Cavern. So even though it is sort of grief heavy, you can still come away with a lot of loot, even if they, you know, run away or, you know, you eliminate them.
Yeah, and we actually have a little bit of like time here. I wanted to ask you guys, for viewers at home that are like, okay, well, if you're talking about these duos, they keep kind of butting heads. Why hasn't one of them left? What is that reason why they're just saying like, nope, we're just gonna keep fighting over this POI. We're not gonna have a backup plan. We're just gonna keep running into this wall, and one of us will walk away. Why?
I'm gonna say this without saying the word ego, right? So the reason that players don't want to leave is because at the end of the day, Covert Cavern is the best drop spot on the map, right? And these teams know that they are some of the best teams on the region. And it's like, if you are one of the best teams on the region and you can solidify, lock down one of the best drop spots in the entire season, you're just setting yourself up for success. But, you know, you think you're the best team, and so does 5, 6, 10, I don't know how many other teams think they're also the best team in the season. So, you know, you're going to see those heads spot repeatedly, match after match after match. And maybe similar to last season, we'll see someone dip when it comes to finals. But through the qualifiers, through the semis, I'm guaranteeing you this drop spot is just going to be contested fight after fight after fight.
I'm gonna say Reese ego. No, no. It's I mean, it's a little bit of both, right? I wouldn't like to call it ego. It's called confidence. All of these guys, they think they're the best player in the game. Otherwise, you wouldn't be playing Fortnite if you didn't think you were the best. So if you are the best, you're not just gonna leave from your drop spot, let someone else just land there, take over your territory. You're gonna defend it, and that's what's gonna happen here. Even if you don't qualify to the finals today, you've basically manned up. You've kept defending that spot, and then when it comes to heats or even to the finals, everyone knows not to mess with you.
Definitely. I love it, guys. Thank you so much. Don't worry, Fortnite fam. This is the first time you're in the broadcast. I got you. We're in this together. I'm going to help get you up to speed. Don't even worry about it. Okay, let's play a game, but with our players. Let's play, and I'm not going to spoil this. I'm just going to let the content piece go. This one's called Duo Revive Lobby.
What's up, Fortnite family? We got a little game we're going to be playing with our EU pros. 3 Fortnite legends beside me, Hen, Janice, and Chapix. And our pros are going to have to decide whether they want to duo with one, revive one, or send one back to the lobby.
We have Chapix, Janice, and Hen here. I'm gonna do it with Chapix because I think he's a very good IGL and he's a very good fighter too. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Janice?
Because I think we would really make a good duo.
A duo with Janice because he's a great player, great IGL, and I like him a lot as a person as well.
I'm gonna have to do it with Chapix. There's only one reason for this.
I'll go with Hen. I think he's one of the best players in the world right now.
He's crazy. Not as crazy as me, but he's pretty good, you know what I'm saying?
Duo with Janice, because we have the experience and I've played with him quite a lot and done well with him.
I think I would choose Chapix because I played the most events with him and I feel most comfortable with him.
Janice, because he's a really good player and a good IGL.
So, goes there.
Hen is such a good solo player, and he's like solo clutch as well as me.
If we revived 10, we would have had to revive him again in that game, so...
We have Janice and Hen here, 2 crazy mechanical players.
I think Janice would be that extra help in leading the team, so I'm gonna choose Janice.
Hen just being an absolute demon.
Revive Janice, because he's one of my friends, and yeah, he's a pretty good IGL.
I think I'm just gonna revive Janice because I'm a nice guy like that.
I'm gonna revive Chapix because he's a really good player, good IGL, and yeah.
I'm gonna revive Chapix because I think he's really good.
I'll go Janice. He's kind of same as Hen, 3x FCS champ, and you can't really go wrong.
He's a really good player, but although he likes to sing down the mic and he's really loud.
Chapix, like he's such a good player as well.
You can test me in the tournament once. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back to the lobby, mate.
I will send to lobby Hen because he's one of my friends, and I think he doesn't mind about that.
Yeah, Hen is the last one left, so I'm gonna send him to the lobby.
The last one would be lobby. I need to put it to Chapix because I don't know him that well, so.
If playing against him would be the biggest competition, so I would not like to have him in the game.
And I'm sadly gonna send Hen back to the lobby.
Janice to the lobby. Not because I hate him, but like, yeah, it's just a leftover.
And I'm gonna send myself back to the lobby because I gotta stay humble for my G's.
Gotta stay humble.
Gotta stay humble.
That's it. He was humble.
There you go.
Humble. He was humble. He was humble. Yeah, I think my favorite part about that piece was Hen was there and was one of the options. And so I was really hoping that people would be like, wait, is that Hen? Wait, he can't do that. It happened. Too bad. It is already done. We hope you enjoyed that content piece. Once again, if you enjoyed that, there's going to be tons of these coming across, you know, EU, NA East, and NA West. So tune in. I'm telling you, it's a great way to just learn more about the players and just, hey, they're real people. They're not just like a mouse and keyboard. Who knew? Didn't know. I didn't know. Guys, let's talk predictions. We have about a minute before we're going to send it over to the caster. So let's see if we can talk this through. So, Boop. Yep. I know what you're thinking. How dare I go against you? But I am. It's Thomas HD and Tripperin. It's all me right here, right now. I believe that they could beat out Vino and Aqua. How do you feel about that?
Belief is one thing, Zeke, but facts is another. And Veno and Aqua have just shown factually that they just had the better drop. They just know how to play this 50-50 drop a lot better. So, Zeke, I'm sorry to say, you're wrong.
I'm not going to weigh in on that because I'll be wrong. Usually what will happen when I weigh in on something I don't know anything about. But I've gone with Kaminsei alongside Levin. I see you, my G. I appreciate that. And we're usually, when we and him are at the same level, we nearly always are right. So maybe a little bit too much confidence in it, but Kaminsei are the GOATs, let's be real. And shall I win Hen and Queasy?
Yeah, Hen and Queasy. You love to see it. Hen and Queasy, he's a strong believer. Well, Fortnite fam, that wraps up this portion because it is time to kick off the competition. But don't worry, we'll be back later on to break things down between games. For now, let's get ready to find our seats on the battle bus. We got Shy Wager, we got 11-2K, and this is time for game number 1.
Thank you so much, my G's on the desk. It's Shy Wager 11-2K, ready to go for qualifier number 2. 11, I mean, predictions-wise, lobby stack-wise as well. Cavern and Tilted, everything just seems so much more contested today.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot going on around the map. I guess, you know, less time for people to sort of figure out where it is they're going. They're just going to have to hop in and sort of get it all together once they're there. I'll be real, though. Look, Reese was right. I'm pretty sure whenever we've both predicted the same team, they've always won. I'm just saying. So, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens there.
You guys got to study your Cammy, right? I mean, anyone could just predict that. Someone's dog could roll in with that prediction. It would make the most sense, right? Because these guys are just that good.
Well, look, you'd think that, right? But, you know, like the analyst talked about, they did have a bit of a howler in qualifier 1. They didn't make it through to round 4. You would have expected them to, and I very much expect them to come into today with that extra chip on their shoulder coming into that first game.
Absolutely. First game starting up. Let's get right to it. Qualifier 2. Seems like the first one was just a few days ago, Levin. Just a mere hours of time differential. But here we are once again.
I wonder why it feels that way, bro. I wonder why it feels like it was only just a couple of days ago that we were here watching some great off-spawn action at Command Cavern. We talked about the off-spawn drops and how prevalent they can be and how these fights go. Thomas had a bit of a slower drop and we're seeing the effects of that. Trippin actually winning the fight. No, I saw him go down to 36 HP. I thought it would have been wraps. He does eventually get taken out, and so Aqua now in a 1v1 against Thomas, and Thomas caught him on the lurk. Trippin will go down, but Thomas will win it out, and so instantly, Coach Boop, I don't know what you on about, but looks like Thomas and Trippin have one off spawn in game one. We'll see how that plays out over the course of the day. But like Shayo said, we have plenty more off spawn action all around the map. We're heading right to Coney Crossroads, where Flois and Mappy currently one man down. Flois against Podesai and Snazy, who did so well in qualifier one. Shayo, we'll see if he can bounce back from this.
I think both these teams take a while to warm up. I think specifically for Flois and Mappy, it's a bit more of the last 3 games where they're doing really well. Podesai Snazy had a little bit more of a pop-off type of beat going on Qual 1 right now, and it looks like that momentum's still riding here to Qual 2.
Yeah, of course, they had quite a hot start. I think a lot of people probably slept on them in the sense that they qualified through in 50th for qualifier 1. But they're very much impressed. They slowed down. It cooled off for them quite a bit towards the end, and just missing out on that qualification. We'll see if they can get back to those heights and sustain that over the course of 6 games. And this is a great start to do that, right? Getting some early damage dealt for Storm Surge. And I'm sure the confidence will be flying high knowing that they're winning off spawn so far, but there'll be many more games of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just like qualifier 2 or just like something after the first one so much with repeat teams, because they kind of have a feeling of how the day is going to kind of go. You just saw their, you know, right off the rip type of box fighting prowess as well. Podesai was just insane on Friday, and now we get to see him run it back again. Kiku and Dreaded, though, up at Sleepy Sound. A little bit of tension off spawn, so I have one more team to work against, and I believe that's Hen and Queasy looking at them right now. Dreaded's got to be careful.
Yeah, they went against Skyzoo and Jox off spawn, and they won it out. And I'm sure Queasy and Hen in the distance, you can see the purple arrows in the bottom right of your screen just slowly lurking their way into Sleepy. They obviously picked up the knock once the revive came through, so they'll be knowing that he can be up now. 10 seconds has passed. You can see they're trying to pincer their way in.
They'll go for it, but Kiko's also getting shot from the back. That has to be possibly Kiko's and Artur right below them. This north side, although quiet to start off the game. When zone's here, a lot of the times the people that land all the way towards this chilly part of the map end up just moving in ways that are so hard to predict even. This pinch is becoming crazy from Hen and Queasy. And there's the third acting team way off in the distance looking for a few tags. This is just a split sandwich, so tough for this team in the middle. And Dreaded Kiku barely even have any heals. Kiku just got rebooted up from the skies. Only gonna have that pistol really to work with. This is gonna be super tough.
And you're seeing Hen actually trying to find a new angle. And he's done a brilliant job. I don't think they'll be expecting it. The pressure's coming through. Kiku into a 1v2 situation. Hen did brilliantly there to sneak around the backside. And they'll know Dreaded's in this bush. It's just a matter of spraying it and trying not to take too much damage. They'll hear him. But they've got to be careful, that team in the distance trying to get some shots off. Oh dear, Hen, you've got...
Exactly what can go down from this position. They've landed a little bit of damage. They might have heard one shield crack too much as well on the rotation, but once they see that, you know, there's not really a chance, it's a guaranteed 2v2 they're going for, they back up a little bit, go on towards their rotations. That's so dangerous, or that's the thing that's so dangerous about the north side.
Big thing is, right, in terms of how that dynamic plays out over the course of the day, this game, sure, zone is north. They have the time to fight out like this, right? They have the time to have these sort of back and forths. What happens when we get a couple south zones, as we know can always happen, right? They ain't gonna have that time, that luxury, and so things become way more awkward and way more debilitating to how your game plays out.
See, I've talked to my people. I've expended all my resources today to keep this north zone strong, in a sense. By zone, I mean the vibe that we're in, you know? I'm liking what I'm seeing so far in terms of how teams have to move around the map, and I feel like Qual 1 was enough south, I think, for the rest of the FNCS. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think we had enough south zones for literally all the regions across all of Fortnite, probably. It felt that way, at least. Maybe that is just an overreaction, but I'll tell you what, Queasy and Hen definitely won't be feeling it was an overreaction. They very much struggled with that.
The eye drop jerky as well are going to be benefiting from the mountainside having a little bit of a surplus of action. Many other teams, especially at Command Cavern, will have more time to kind of just stay inside. And Rifty right now getting a nice free haircut that he didn't really ask for. Flodax is going to return the favor and expend services towards the other side. They have a little bit of free extra loot here as well. But all these middle of the map teams, specifically, we just flew by Seti and Cammy for a second. I just feel like no matter where the zone goes, their spot, their split is just so effective. They'll have complete control over the whole map.
Yeah, I definitely think there's an element of that coming through today. I think the biggest theme we'll have to look out for in terms of just who we can expect to do well is just the teams who have IO vehicles, right?
Yeah.
If you have a vehicle in this meta right now, you're just such an advantage compared to the rest of the lobby. Thomas and Trippin will have that luxury in this game the same way Tayson and Chapix did. Of course, in Qualifier 1, we saw how well Krusty and Relvis did, right? Obviously, it wasn't a team that people expected to come through and roll up and qualify, but they did, and they had a vehicle as well. So if there's a team that has a vehicle, there's always a good chance they'll qualify. That's why Rehab and myself are so confident in Cammy Setik, paired with how just dominant they've been in previous metas as well. And we'll see who else can join them in that top 5. We got to get there, of course. Let's not speak too soon.
I don't know. Teak was playing today, 11. Thank you for.
Oh, you got me there. You got me there. I'm on the autopilot, man. You know, just Cammy and say. My bad.
It's so you know sometimes like companies roll in and they do some really cool things and get like free marketing all the time. I feel like Teak is a genius just being in that trio. No matter what happens now, the man will always be mentioned, right? And same for Seti Cammy.
Yep, 100%. You will always just be on the mind. You can't separate them, you know? It might be duos, but you'll never be able to separate those three. Cammy, Seti, Teak, legendary trio. And now trying to become a legendary duo, right? But without Teak this season.
One good thing about today, specifically for Seti and Cammy, is the fact that I think in previous seasons where we've seen them fall is when there's a team that's really targeting their drop spot or has it as a game plan in between their rotations, right? The gas station, the way it's set up, so central on the map this time, and how there's kind of more loot on the outskirts of certain POIs. Kiro and Jurdy land right beside them. It's better for them to kind of rotate over, maybe even deeper into Sanctuary, or go south side to Rocky, or just go around the map. No one really needs to cut through the middle anymore, and I feel like that gives Seti and Cammy a bit more of a pocket to operate in. No one kind of interrupting them. Their weakness, like their kryptonite, basically is just not there this season.
Yeah, they always take up these really strong positions, right? I think the biggest thing before the changes we saw to Tilted was that they'd be able to sort of get up on that hill and there's always a fight going on at Tilted. There probably is still going to be a fight going on at Tilted throughout all of today, right? And we'll see how they sort of deal with that anyway, even with the changes to that POI. But yeah, right, they're going to... in theory, everything is set up for them to do really well, right? But theory and practice can sometimes differ.
Absolutely. Well, right now, what's in practice for Jerky and iDrop is something that they were expecting, and once again, something that only happens when a zone is this close towards the lumberyard. Unfortunately, that means you don't have to super rotate. Both teams don't have to have a game plan for a long distance type of relationship with the game. They can stay here and fight and bully each other for a long time.
Yeah, no, I think this fight's actually having quite an effect on how they actually want to play their game, right? You look at how they played in Qualifier 1. They were really quick to get out of logjam and move towards, you know, certain power positions on the map where they could get surge, right? It's why they were so consistent throughout their games, even though some of the zones would go towards south. They could just get out of logjam quite quickly and get about their business. I know they like that shifty hill quite a lot. Everybody seems to in that, you know, sort of northwest area of the map. And they would get to it as quick as possible on most games. This time, obviously, not being able to do that. We'll see whether or not that affects them deeper into their game when they're trying to deal with Storm Surge, trying to plan out for height. Could definitely be a theme to watch out for in these games.
That's, I think, one of the most things, or one of the things I'm the most excited for, specifically for this qualifier, just the variety of teams we have and where they're landing. Who actually gets to play these end games, right? Having a Aqua on high ground towards the end versus Thomas is so different. And we get that decided in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, it's almost like blink and you'll miss it, and it's just a completely different lobby almost.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll be interested. Of course, I was quite harsh on my guy Boot there, right? You know, can't go too easy on him, you know what I mean? But
listen,
you know, you definitely would expect Vino and Aqua to sort of do better, right, off spawn. So, like, just instantly, just the dynamic of the game is just so different there in terms of how endgame plays out, right?
Yeah, I feel like just specifically for off spawn as well, like Thomas HD has been through absolute, you know, treacherous situations from for former teammates as well. This man was shaped and molded into a different beast after that one fight. You know what I mean? Like 2 taps to the head with a revolver. It changes a man. Makes you a little bit more angry and active off spawn.
Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I don't know if I blame him. You know, if you're fighting up against your teammate, you know, in a solo cash cup, the solo cash cup can get you angry anyway, right? If we're just being quite frank, you know, the emotions are always quite high. But then when it's your teammate taking you down, yeah, man, that's a whole different situation. I'm sure you would have seen Tayson and Chapitz qualifying through and would have thought, yeah, you man think you're getting in without me? I'll see you in them finals, trust me, right?
He's basically like post-breakup Thomas HD at the gym right now, you know, hitting PRs. I command Cavern. You do not want to mess with this man off spawn.
Honestly, you don't. He is hitting all the personal best right now. And Trippin is obviously someone who he's very, very comfortable with. They've played together before. Both great Danish players.
3 fights on screen right now as well. Coney Crossroads, usually a little bit more of a passive situation overall. It's kind of a literal crossroad as to where people can jump in, land, and roll out. Shooter 97, unfortunately, though, is kind of stuck with the back against the wall, jumping right in and trying to do a little bit more damage. He'll add some nice shield cracks, but it's not going to be enough. He will go down. Victor HD is here as well. Peach on the same box, same side. Everyone's kind of traffic jammed up into this little river. It doesn't look like the best spot to be in. It has to just be this awkward rotation for a lot of people. There's, you know, when we stress about the south zones, there are a lot of them. There's a lot of north to south type gameplay. As soon as you start to pull up and reverse things on EU, a lot of people aren't used to it, might not have the biggest set game plan that they're really comfortable with practicing. You end up with these traffic jams.
Yeah, and of course, this is a team that came from, I believe, Rocky Reels. I thought it was contested, right? So we'll actually have to sort of see how that develops. They don't have any eliminations, and so don't know if a fight did break out there or not, but you can see the effects of that, right? Just sort of coming around, cammering around the edge of that zone line. Just trying to get any sort of inch in if they can. You'll see players just sort of scrappily running in when they can find a window and opening, and they'll look for theirs soon. But of course, with a team near them, it just makes it just a bit more complicated. You can't just sort of tap sprint out willy-nilly.
It gets a little tough. Satan and Darkies are here as well. A team from that first qualifier, always in a crazy spot in the 3rd and 4th zone level, but somehow they end up disappearing as the end game starts.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have felt like they very much sort of had a chance, right? They finished in the top 10, they came 9th, and they were sort of surprising teams, I'd say, right? Early on, they were really, really strong, and in this game, they're set up in a really nice position. They're probably gonna, they will pull zone right there, like dead center, so they're gonna pull zone. But yeah, man, I don't know, like I was actually quite surprised. It was a pleasant surprise, though, I'll say.
Absolutely. I feel like they have an expert level of participation. They just lack control. That's all it is. They need to maybe learn how to dictate the lobby, change their spot from one that's, you know, high up top to one that can actually end up winning games. They pass by every search spot as well. They're consistent in the ways they make some of these end games, but then they disappear to the likes of, you know, Tayson and Chapix retaking high ground, Jericho trying to bully forward as well. Might just be, you know, jittery feet on that first qual, but they're here once more for 6 more games in this round 4. I'm expecting some cool things from that duo.
Yeah, most definitely. One of the potential dark horse teams of this lobby for sure.
A lot of these teams that end up waiting as well. One thing that we've kind of seen start in the middle of the last chapter, chapter 2, are these long form bases on the ground rather than the 2-box things we're going for on hills. Why is that an option for teams like Xweez and Andalex setting a Kemi level?
It's weird. I think for the most part, like that has been something we've seen for quite a while. So I don't think it's necessarily a new adjustment. I just think that's just the nature of how far they have to travel across the map, right? Like they're never going to get into the power positions, you know, when they're landing, you know, full bottom right, you know, especially if it's pulling up as high as it is here. So we'll see. These guys, for the most part, they only really had decent games when they were getting a bit of luck pulling zones, right? Pulling 50-50 zones here and there. And if you're going to rely on that to qualify, could be hard, right? You got to make sure Shio and his guys are on your side that day. You can never guarantee that. So we'll see how they fare, but again, just another example of a fan favorite team that has that potential to qualify.
Was one team that kind of did it with just 3 games, which was Mustache and Malabuka. They not only qualified, but they got first overall. So sometimes if you are making it all the way there, it's huge.
Yeah, that's why I think so. I don't know who was on the desk. Apologies, but someone on the desk was like, you know, you don't want to miss out on games. Like, say that to Malabuka Mustache, man. They qualify in 3 games. Not just qualify, they win in 3 games, basically, right? So,
listen,
you know,
we have noticed that it was either Boop or Reese, so we're investigating as to who it was. And then
one of the two. We'll find out, and we'll get an answer to you shortly. But look, you just need to make sure you use your games wisely, right? The big thing for Malabuka Mustache is they weren't one of the hype teams. They weren't contesting for that, but they absolutely rolled through everybody in the mid to low layers. Always on point during zone transitions, catching teams out that were just falling asleep, and it just took them so far.
That was their style overall, and it's something I think we've used to seeing with Mustache and Malabuka. You can never really forget it. When it comes to Thomas HD, I feel like he's a little bit more prominent in how he looks like when he's playing in trios. When it comes to duos, especially with Tripper now, right? It's not like the same flavor that we had last season with Tayson. What are we looking forward to here, Levin? It might be a while since, you know, some people have seen Thomas HD. What makes him so special specifically, and this duo in duos?
Well, the big thing with Thomas HD always, in any mode it seems, and he mentioned actually one of the content pieces at the top of the show, is his clutch ability, right? If you give this guy an opportunity in an endgame to just make some sort of magic happen, it will always happen with him. You know, he has some of the best aim. I know on Twitter today there was a debate about who has the best aim in Fortnite and compared to Fortnite. The whole Danish community coming together to say, how dare you say anybody else other than Thomas, and rightfully so, right? He hits big shots. So that's always going to be the difference maker with Thomas HD in the lobby.
Yeah, add Tripper into that, the consistency, the reliance. That's just so good to watch. We're talking about Magic, a little bit of a curse put down on Noah Riley and Vidil. Not sure how they're below Surge. You never really hear that. And their names side by side. Taken down what seems like by the Lightning and a few other third-party circumstances. Stana just gets completely bopped on Noah Riley with a full 175 and conversion after the fact. Vidil is also here to play. They wrap it all up, and it might just seem like destiny. Then here's the true magic. A launch pad is given to them as well, plus a full refresh. They were low on mats before, too. This just seems planned.
Yeah, I don't know what Red was up to, man. Someone needs to give that guy a map. I don't know where he was going.
That was on high ground, like that extended straight to the skies, and no one else even participated.
Yeah, that's rough there. Hen and Queasy, though, also looking quite strong. A launch pad. Oh, a launch pad, I saw. You will not believe how much Queasy's been going on about how he didn't get a launch pad at all in all 6 games. And so I'm sure game 1, he finally gets a launch pad. He'll be happy about that. That's going to be very, very key to who finishes in the top 3 in this game, right? The fact that those guys have a launch. And you can see now the journey for Peach and Blade into 50-50 zone. It is so difficult for them. You can see on such low HP, barely above Surge. Things are shambles right now. Oh dearie
no.
me.
Oh my goodness, like the upper echelon, they get to fly high. They have these pads, Levin, but down here in the streets, it is tough for some of these duos next to the water.
Yeah, and you can see just how rough it is to navigate some of these water zones. You have to spend so much materials. That's why all these teams that have launch pads in this zone will just be so much better off. They'll be able to save a bit of mats. Even a team around them, right, being able to recycle that pad will be huge.
Fully aquatic right now, too. Just a little bit of a strip of land on the left side. The worst thing possible is the zone going east. And we're going towards the northwest. It's going to be fine. No issues. In a ravine, though, it's kind of uphill. This should be a tough rotation for a lot of the lobby, and there are a bunch of them just still clamoring that south side.
Yeah, you can see Cammy and Seti. Cammy just making sure to scout around, figure out how it is they are going to get to zone. Can they maybe potentially get a recycled pad that will go a long, long way? Work wonders for them. Plenty of floppers, so they'll have the time to actually lurk around in zone and look for one. Noah Riley has some splashes, and so they'll have time to lurk as well. They spot one out.
Jump.
It is a scary jump. You've got to be careful. He waits out a couple other teams going through. Some damage dealt there as well. That was key. So they can make their journey into the zone, and you can see a perfect position to land on. They'll have time to look back and heal up, and the journey will continue.
Everyone moving side by side. You can't really have any type of leeway, any type of insurance when you drop towards the ground. Podesai and Snazy inside this box. So good when they level up and get to just stay alive till that 8th, 7th zone. Unfortunately, Snazy down. It's up to Podesai, the man who was just reigning in elims yesterday, to try to do it again. It is Snazy that picks up some of the earlier teams. It's up to Podesai to carry on the torch now. The first pad kind of comes in, and Queasy had hype before. Sitting in Darkness go down. Unfortunately, the zone is a bit too rough to handle. And Queasy, after a little bit of turbulence, are still the reigns, the kings of the sky.
And you can see Hen right dropping down, making sure that team that was second height really knew who's dealing with them. You guys better not get any funny ideas, but this is more than just a funny idea. This is Thomas HD landing on high. He's trying to hit a big shot. A big shot goes towards him though. 56 HP. Is this a fight worth taking, Thomas? You might have to drop down. You're so low, but he's not letting up. He is so relentless. And eventually, maybe Trippin was able to talk some sense into him. He needs to get his HP back up, Shayo.
The conversation though between these guys is starting to get a little bit too loud to hear. Shield cracks on all sides. Thomas HD was looking nice and fly, but now he's down to the same amount of HP as elims that he has, just one. He's so low. Hen and Queasy barely even scratched. What a perfect hold from them. Meanwhile, Bat Sniper, DKS, trouble from spawn all the way here towards the end game as well. They're going to be looking for their next chance to do something. DKS doesn't even have a pixel of HP. He's finally down. It's all up to Bat Sniper.
Yeah, Hen and Queasy up on high is maybe a foregone conclusion. It's just about what you can do if you're down below. And Bad Sniper not working with much whatsoever, using that brick to try to get his material up because he has a distance to climb. He needs to mantle his way through all these builds. It's not going to be easy. There's players around him. Can he hit some big shots? He needs to connect. He can't